Hello? Sorry, I was kind of tired and, don't know what to do, so. Is it okay with you if I review Mother? I want to review Mother. I don't think I did a good enough job, but I think I'm right now. So the movie opens up with Jennifer Lawrence waking up from a nap and calling on her husband. Her husband is working on writing a book and doesn't know what to make the book about. And people come over, keep on coming over to the house, and Jennifer keeps trying to paint the house. While she's painting the house, and Jennifer is getting sick while people were destroying the house, so she has to take this, medicine to make her feel okay. But then she doesn't need to take it. Then she need to take it when she gets pregnant. Oh, I just got Jason for a second, but I guess I got up too quickly. So my guess is she's like the spirit of the house, and her husband's the devil. I could be wrong about the name. I think I'm wrong. It's enough. I don't know. But anyway, eventually, she burns the house down, and then the house rebuilds itself by taking it by her taking out her hide, which is just a bottle of, I don't know, it's some sort of ball. So this is that in is a completely different actress. That's wakes up in Carl Sutherland, but I'm guessing it might be the same character. No, Suzanne's like that. I'm so unclear, but the story doesn't really make any sense whatsoever. The characters are very likable, including the husband. He's very likable, and he turns out to be a dick and cares more about his fame than the baby that they have together. And it's pretty fun to watch. Yeah. Even the part when the baby gets decapitated by the crowd. I'm not saying I like that, but I'm not saying, it doesn't ruin the movie for me. So this is one of the ones when the story does, you know how some of the story doesn't have to make absolute sense at the beginning. That can make plot, the middle and beginning and end can be confusing. This is what I was kind of talking about. Was like pause in the beginning, middle, and end, but it actually has a know what it clearly it feels like it knows what it wants to be. And you're eating if you're not sure what exactly that is, because it's so unusual film. So this is another reason why I like this one, because it does impress me on everything. I mean, I was very impressed with how likable the characters are. And that was kind of weird how Michelle Pfeiffer's having a conversation like with Jean Paul, like their friends. I thought that was kind of cool. I kind of liked it. I didn't find it weird at all. I just found, although the rest of the stuff in the story is pretty weird. Like, like this, and the real reason why I think this is she's the spirit of the house, and I know it's going to say, and it's really how weird it sounds, saying she's the spirit of the house and her husband devil. The reason why I think that's because, well, I think that because, well, there's little hints there, and saying that she made a house by herself, and I'm guessing whole thing has sort of happened over again, this with different girls, because the beginning of the film opens up with this girl have the house on fire and wakes up. Jennifer wakes up and calls her husband. So I'm guessing this kind of stuff is a regular routine for them. And the reason why she burns the house is because the husband hasn't loved her and to show her enough love, and cares more about his fame than what actually happened to the baby. That the baby was murdered by those people. And he says we must forgive them, and she says, she just snaps, says no, and just saying, you get the F out of my fuck out of my house. She just snaps, and because she's had enough with the husband bullshit and everyone else's bullshit. I sound like, I know it sounds, I know what the story sounds like. Now I'm realizing how psychotic it's like telling it sounds. But it's like one of those ones when the story might sound completely psychotic, but the psychotic and stupid and a little stupid, but it's completely psychotic. But when the characters are so likable, and Jennifer Lawrence really carries the weight of the film. Kind of like how she did with the Hunger Games, but part of the reason why she carries the whole weight of them, because the camera is constantly focused on her and her point of view. So, and the other supporting characters do a good job too. It's one of the better films I have seen, so I mean it has its problems, but it's not enough to call it bad. So this is me giving it a thumbs up. And another thumbs up. I just really liked it, and the color green is really good. And remember, Miss Queen, another thing I want to say before I end my review. Part of what makes a good film, and this is a big, big important part, like the biggest, is that it's more important if the journey you had while watching a film is good rather than the destination of getting to point A to point B or point B to point A, because there's some films that go backwards. So the journey that takes you on is wild, but this film, there are other films that wild too, but it's a nice experience. So remember, the journey's more important than the destination, Mr. Comier. For films and for comics, and for what else is you're analyzing. That's kind of my trick. These characters are really incredible in this film and very likable. Much like again, I wish the film was a little longer, but I guess it's good in like having me wanting more than wanting less. So I'm going to say this one more time again. The journey is incredible. Whatever the journey is that it takes on, it's weird and wild, but the other stuff in life that's weird and wild. So the journey for every film and whatever it is you're reviewing, whether it be shows or silent films or serials, just remember the journey is more important than the destination, okay? Again, the reason, because, life is short and too short, so. Yeah, and that's another reason why I think the journey's more important than the destination for any film. And that's the reason why I think this is what I was trying to tell you with The Last Airbender show. It's more important, the journey's always more important than the destination. Just enjoy the journey and the ride while it's happening. And if the journey's you're not feeling the journey, then there's a chance that you're watching a film that takes like 15 minutes. Sometimes the journey takes like 15 minutes. Sometimes the film takes like 15 minutes or 10. When it's anything over 15, I say it's giving it way too much patience. Not every journey will be the same, but every journey will be different. It depends on if it feels good. If the journey feels good. So I hope I'm making sense. I think I am. The journey that this film took me on is, it's nice. Very nice. Which is what I can hope for every film to be, but sadly that's not true. That's not every film can take me on a good journey. or a quest, whatever it's called, a journey or quest. Journey, like kind of like a road trip. Like when you have a road trip, the journey is more important than the destination because it's not going to last. So, yeah, remember when it comes to reviewing something that's going, the journey is more important than that destination. I'm only going to say this once. I know I said it, I was going to say this once, but I feel like I kind of have to hammer it in home for you to get it because I felt like I didn't do a good job the last time I was teaching you about movies. And I kind of blame myself a lot. So that's another reason why I made this show. So remember, the journey is more important than the destinations. And that goes hand in hand with the acting and making the characters likable. And that also goes hand in hand with good color grading. Yeah, if the color grading's bad, just remember, if the color grading's bad, I'm going to say this once. If the color grading is bad, like you can't see the character's expression, it can ruin a film. Period. No matter how good the story is or how likable the characters, it can just ruin them completely. Ant-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Doctor Strange is a good example. I can't really think of other good examples on the top of my head, but I'm sure they're out there. And that's my end of review. Some other is a 2 thumbs up film.